the Olight Odin Mini, right now on Pirate Firearms and Reloading. Hi folks, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Olight Odin Mini. I've had this flashlight for approximately 6 months now. As you can see here, it is the mini version. It also comes in the full-size version. So this particular one is a 1250 lumen torch, has the standard tail cap on the back, and like most Olights, it includes the magnetic charge. Now, an important note is this is the MC3 or magnetic charge 3, and it draws more current than the original two variants. So that magnet on the back also is where you connect the tail cap. Now, most of you who are used to tactical or firearms mounted lights, this is absolutely no strange concept. And as per normal with Olight, the magnet is strong. But the big upgrade with the Odin series is that it has that locking ring. Now, something interesting to note about the tail cap is it will only produce the full output. Now, as you can see, the tail cap comes on and off nice and easily still with one-handed operations, obviously if you've got this mounted to a firearm. And that retention is just that added bonus you get. Now, there's nothing special about the tail cap and pressure pad. It's obviously standard Picatinny mount, and you hold it down in order to do a momentary output, and then if you just quickly tap it, it locks it on. So you do have the two on-off functions from that, but like I said, only the full output. Whereas if you use it from the button and you lightly press it, you can have the low 200 lumen output, and then when you hard press the button, you get the full 1250 lumen. My camera's really not doing it justice here. So this is my hallway. It's just on 10 meters long from where I'm standing, to give you a perspective. Now, another note too is the walls are actually not white. They're a very, very light tan color. And I still don't feel that the camera's quite doing it justice, but as you can see, there is a definite sort of hot area in the center and then plenty of spillover. So now let's take it outdoors and I'll show you what it does. Okay, so to give you an understanding, this is the low mode, the 200 lumen output. Now, the lemon trees, the small lemon trees that the light is focused on, are pretty much on 20 meters away, and then the taller tree behind it is about 25. So that gives you an understanding of the low output. Now let's flick over to high. So now in the high output, you'll see a new tree revealed further away. That's approximately 180 meters away. So as you can see, it's definitely got that intense spot in the center for looking long distance, but still plenty of spill to see in a nice wide area. It's just all round a pretty fantastic light. So all in all, I'm very impressed with the output of this light for its compact size. It's got a good run time, and I've definitely used it for shooting rabbits and possums and other small pests on board my 22. It's worked really well. It's lasted more than I needed it to. You know, I'm only talking being out there for a couple of hours. It's not like I was out there all night chasing pests. And no dip in the output. Something to note, if you do have it on the high output for any length of time, as it gets hotter, it will start dropping that lumen output down, just to make sure you don't damage any of the chips or the LED diode inside the flashlight. But as you can see, the low light is good for just picking things up, particularly if you're looking for pests in that. You'll pick up the eyes, and then you can do that full brightness to identify your target and make sure you're shooting in a safe direction before you go ahead and fire. Obviously, like I said, that's the one downside of having that remote pressure switch, is you can only have the full output, but the last time I used this I was hunting from a buggy with a spotter and somebody else driving, so the headlights and the light bar from the buggy gave us the basic illumination to determine where the rabbits were, and then flick on the light mounted to the rifle to finish the job. So all in all, over the moon with this light, and it's a really affordable price too. So something else worth noting is that there is two types of mount available. It comes with an M-LOK mount, but a Picatinny mount is also available, and you can obviously buy extra mounts, so you can use the one torch swap between multiple different rifles. You can also pick up spare tail caps and the pressure switch mounts too. So I'll give you an idea of how this goes together. Now the other cool thing too, it is threaded in the mount, so if you do have Surefire Scout compatible mounts, you can use those. So this is an Arasaka Defense one for key mod, and as you can see here, the screw holes do line up perfectly, so you can use your favorite Surefire Scout mount as well. But honestly, that's a fixed mount. That means it's permanently attached to the rifle, so not really my thing. So I've got my trusty build 1022, which has been checked and cleared. So I've mounted the Picatinny rail onto the side of the stock and attached the mount. Now you'll see the little toggle button there at the bottom. This is what releases it, so you can depress it and slide in. You can actually just force it in as well, and it locks in place. Now as a bonus, you turn the detent and it locks it, so you can't accidentally knock that and allow it to come out. Obviously you turn it back, push it down, give it a wiggle. This mount's very new. Now the Picatinny mount's quite cool. It has two slots, so you can mount it on the top or on the side depending on the orientation of your rail. That's a nice added bonus, and I tend to like it up in this higher position, which allows me to get a good grip around the fore end. Now the remaining Picatinny rail is where I mount the remote switch, and then just curl the tail cap up and around and clip it onto the mount. So I've got my Citadel LevTac here with the M-LOK mount. Now just as a side note, this is not a true 45 rail, so it made it interesting to fit it, but that's something to consider too. It does mount it at a 45 degree offset, so if you don't have that 45 degree M-LOK slot, it doesn't matter, it's still going to sit in that position. So it's exactly the same concept. You've got the detent with the locking knob on it. Simply slide the flashlight into place. Once again, you can see how new this stuff is. It's nice firm fit, and there's no rattle or movement going on. And then obviously again, extra bit of rail and the tail cap to mount the pressure switch. So once again folks, absolutely in love with the Olight Odin Mini. I love the fact that you can get multiple mounts, so I can have it on all my different rifles, but just have one flashlight. And you've got the choice of the two different types of mount as well, which is fantastic. So value for money, nice compact little unit. Having that low output's nice if you drop a bolt in the dark or it's just living in the glove box of your car. And of course USB rechargeable. What more could you want? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I release new videos every Friday, so hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything. See you in the next one.